Dilly J, and welcome back to my channel. Today it's raining. All right, we're chilling in my car, waiting for the children. But with that said, I saw a movie yesterday and I have some snacks. All right, so I hope y'all doing good. I hope today you're having a great day, whether it's rainy or the sun is shining wherever you at. Yeah, I just hope you're doing really good. Yesterday I saw a movie and it was called Dream Lover. And I don't know if you heard about it, but it came out in 1994. Yes, a oldie. It was directed by Nicholas Cousin. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that name right. I have no clue. James Spader is in it. You might have seen him from Pretty in Pink. He was a rich boy in Pretty in Pink. And then there is Madchen. Ooh, I'm butchering her name. I think she is German. I'm not sure. Amac, I don't know. I'm butchering. And then Baze Armstrong, Frederick, these names, bro, and Larry Miller. I'm gonna give you a brief little summary on the movie. James Spader plays a wealthy architect named Ray who divorces from his first wife and then fears he may never find love again until one day he bumps into a woman. So yeah, we're gonna get into that movie. Before we get into that movie, I have some snacks today. I saw these and I like pickles. So I picked these up. These are pickle balls. I don't think necessarily they're gonna be good, but I got them anyway because I was like, ooh, I want to try them. So I also picked up Heat Seeker LK. I don't know who LK is, but it's like a beef jerky stick. I haven't had a beef jerky in so long. So yeah, it's grass-fed and finished beef. It has jalapeno peppers in it, garlic, yeah, all the good stuff. So anyway, I found these, which is Spark Organics fruit chews. It kind of remind me of they look like a healthier Starburst. They are gluten-free, vegan, and antioxidant. Okay, cool. These are the snacks that we have. I guess let's get into it. I'm gonna try the snacks as I go. So without further ado, let's get into Dream Lover. Ray and Martha were married. However, for whatever reason, they are getting divorced. And Ray starts to wonder, will he ever find a love again? His friends start setting him up on dates and stuff like that. Really painfully bad dates. It's like, do y'all not know my take? No, it's not working. He is feeling a bit discouraged. However, his friend Norman has a birthday party at some type of art gallery or exhibit or whatever. So he goes there. Norman brings a friend to kind of set him up with. This chick came out and it was just a no. Okay, it was just a straight up no. She was being very, I don't know, desperate, clingy. She was being extra. Ray was not interested in her. He did not know how to, tell her he wasn't interested. However, he saw this chick talking to this other dude across the room. She had caught his attention. However, this chick is still trying to hey, why don't we leave? We can go back to my spot or whatever. No. In the process of trying to part ways with her, he bumps into this other chick named Lena and spills his wine on Lena's dress. Lena gets extremely upset and she's like, oh my God, I can't believe you did this. And just let him have it. And then storms off. He apologizes and everything. I'm so sorry. I'll pay to get your dress cleaned. Do you not watch what you're doing? She's just yelling at him, whatever. A week goes by after that art exhibit. And they bump into each other at the grocery store. Now, for me, I'm like, oh, what are the odds of this? I was like, small world, don't you think? Y'all just bump into each other at the grocery store? Something inside me was just saying, no, this is not right. I don't know, something's up with this. And she remembers you. Okay, yeah, you spilled a drink on her, but I don't know if I would remember the person that spilled a drink on me. Most likely, I'll just be annoyed silently and I'll just say, it's okay. And I'll just leave, whatever. But I guess because she was so irate, she remembers the person's face. I wouldn't remember the person's face that I met one time, but whatever. He doesn't remember her, but she remembers him. And she's, hey, oh, do I know you? Oh, you were at the art gala. Yeah, I'm so sorry for the way you spilled the drink on me. He's like, oh yeah, I'm so sorry. He's like, it's okay, I overreact. And then she's like, well, it was good seeing you. And she walks off, which to me felt like if she was really walking off, then she would be out of sight by the time he darts the corner. But she was still walking, which means that I don't know. I felt like she wanted his attention. Well, she got it. She got his attention, and then he hurry up and got what he needs to get, and he goes to the register. He ends up convincing her to go out for something to eat. They go to a Japanese restaurant. They get like sushi or whatever. They start talking for a long time, to the point where it looks like the staff is waiting on them to close, which is like so rude. Don't be that person where the establishment is closing, you're still there. Don't be that person. If you're having a good time, continue it somewhere else, but don't overstay your welcome. It's just so freaking rude. Anyway, besides the point. And they leave, and he walks her back to her place. I think she asked him up, so they have a nightcap. That was that. But it must have been so great because he can't stop thinking about her. But he did not get her number. That's the part that was so weird. It's okay, you meet this girl in the grocery store. You were interested enough in her to take her out to eat. You take her out to eat. You walk her back to her place. You have a nightcap, but you didn't think to get the number. He asked his friend Norman, yo, there was this chick at your party. Do you know her? You know, this is her name. And he said, I went through all the guests on my list. I don't know this chick. She must have came with someone. Well, thanks. So he proceeds to essentially stalk her. After work, he just goes over to her place because he don't have her phone number. I mean, it's the 90s. Everybody's a little stalkerish in the 90s. I mean, there's landlines. Cellular phones were not really taken off yet. So if you want to talk to somebody, you're going to be really persistent and very creative. That's just how it was back then. He's like hiding behind, like, I think a car or truck or whatever. And he sees her engaging with someone else. Like she was on a date or something. And she gives the person a kiss goodnight. He's like, is this your boyfriend or something? Like, what's up? He don't say this because he's still hiding, right? But like this is how I'm interpreting what he's seeing, right? Oh, if I did not say, this is full of spoilers. This whole movie is spoiled. Spoiled. I am not spoiler free, okay? He watches her go into her building. So he rings the first one. It's not her. He apologizes and rings the second one, and it happens to be her apartment. So she answered, and he's Lena, it's Ray from the other night. I didn't get your number. I really enjoyed your company. I really am interested in getting to know you. And she buzzes him in. When he gets up there, she is like in her robe and stuff. And she's like, yeah, I was just taking a shower. Which is weird because you just went in. That's a fast shower. That's a fast shower. So anyway, she gets out. Yeah, I was taking a shower. And she's like in a robe, but you kind of tell like that's all there is, the robe. Pretty much says that he likes her. He's like, why you kind of acting different? Because I like you too. And I guess that was just all he needed. That was the go ahead. And they proceeded to hook up. And they hooked up and they hooked up and they hooked up some more, and they kept hooking up. So essentially, I suppose they're dating. With that said, I need a snack because I'm getting so hungry. All right, so we're going to try these dill pickle corn puff deals. Whoa. They smell like a jar of... Ooh, that's not helping my headache. They smell like a jar of pickles. They smell like a jar of pickles. Let me see. I don't know how I feel about this. I had about like 5 of these already, and I don't know how I feel about it. I know these make your breath stink. I know that. You're gonna have a ripe mouth. Breath all funky. All right, I don't know. If you don't like pickles, you won't like this. I don't know how I feel about it. I think I'm gonna try them again. I'll let you know towards the end of this video what I think about it. I think I need to give my mouth a break from it. Yeah, I have no clue. I guess I need to try them again and see what I feel, but I'm gonna give it a minute. During their little encounter, they're laying in bed together. Lena proceeds to open up to Ray about her upbringing, and, she's confiding into Ray, letting him know a little bit. now that that has kind of sat in my mouth, I don't think I like them. It's so funky. It has like a funky taste. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna try them again, but I don't know. Anyway, she started confiding in Ray. She told Ray about how her mom used to abuse her and hit her, and how her daddy just watched, and how they didn't really get along, and how she just had a horrible upbringing. And the reason why she's not in touch with them is because she had to get away from that toxic environment, and Ray feels bad for it. Now, to be honest, this feels like a bunch of foreshadowing, you know, telling her origin, her little trauma story and stuff. It just feel like this is gonna come back later. We're gonna see this again later. So after Lena has been sharing her trauma and like how she's been abused and all this other stuff, and Ray proceeds to tell her that she's beautiful and all this other stuff, and she's like, I would prefer not to be seen as beautiful. I would rather be seen for my mind, for being smart and stuff. And it's like, I totally understand that, especially when I was younger. That would be the number one. You're so beautiful, you're so gorgeous, like you're so, oh my God, you're exotic or whatever. That's annoying. Like if you are really trying to show that you're interested in somebody, I hope that you are able to muster up more than just their outward appearance, because honestly, that is so surface level that it shows that you have not gotten to know me if all you can say is that I'm beautiful. I understand that you're just trying to compliment me, but it doesn't work for everybody. So a hop, skip, and a jump later, they're getting married. I'm like, what the flip? Well, hold the brakes. What's happening here? How did we progress here already? No dating? Like, we didn't see no dating or nothing. It was just, we're married. It's like, and I was confused. I was so confused, because I'm like, wait a minute. Are we at somebody else's wedding? Or is this your wedding? And it's like, oh, Lena, it's your wedding. Oh, Ray, it's your wedding. You got married. And it's crazy. His friends were there. His ex-wife was at the wedding, which is like, your ex-wife is at the wedding? That's wild. Lena's family not there. However, she has some friends to be there to support her on her day. Her friend and her friend's husband or whatever. Her two friends over there. But so they don't really mingle with Ray or Ray's friends or whatever. I wonder if that's gonna come back to bite us in the booty. But they getting married, doing the dance, and everybody is, for the most part, having a good time. However, while Lena and Ray are dancing, Lena looks over at Ray's parents and they're dancing, but it's just like very awkward, kind of cold. He's like, yeah, that's my parents. Just, you know, promise that we will never be like that. Promise that we will always love each other and we won't be cold to one another. And, you know, there's still passion there, right? It's like, yeah. They are leaving the wedding venue. They are running. Their friends are throwing rice. It seems like Ray is having a great time, and it seems like Lena is quite annoyed and just so over this. They get into the limo, and Ray's, oh, what a night, pretty much. And Lena's like, I'm so glad that's over. What are you talking about? It's not over. It's just beginning, right? And she had this look like it was all kinds of evil. It was like all kinds of nasty. It's raining quite hard outside. Let me see if I have a muff. We might need a muff. Muff this. It's getting harder. Oh man, was this not on? Did it cut off? All right, so sorry. I had a malfunction, but I'm back. So Lena and Ray gets married. I'm still stuck on the fact that you married her. You don't know her, bro. Like, you don't know her. This is not Married at First Sight. This is not like Love is freaking Blind. Honestly, I think on Love is Blind, they know that person better than you know this chick. Like, I don't, like, what are we doing? You just got divorced. What did you see that made you say, yes, I want to marry her, other than what she looked like and how she moves and grooves? If you get what I'm saying. I don't understand. Either way it goes, they're married now. I don't think Ray knows her. I don't. And I was just kind of like, whoa. I'm like, this storyline is progressing so fast, it makes your head spin. Now, one thing I didn't mention is that Norman is a bit crass. He's annoying and obnoxious. He's that guy. He constantly talks about how beautiful Lena is, and does she have any friends? Hook me up one of her homegirls if he got one. But Lena doesn't really have any friends. I mean, she has that one friend, but she's married, you know. So far, there's been a lot of things that I saw that gave me pause about Miss Lena. I'm just like, I don't know about you. Like, I don't know. You just, my spidey senses are tingling. My spidey senses, it's just like, it's just all up in the tingles, okay? Ray likes it. I love it for you, Ray Ray. I love it for you, Ray Ray. Another thing that you experience with Ray is that he has these nightmares where he's at a carnival and this clown is talking about his dream girl or whatever, and it would always be something bizarre, like it have like the perfect body, but then like the face ain't right or whatever, like something ain't right about this chick, and he wakes up in a cold sweat, right? Yeah, no big deal, right? No big deal. So Ray and Lena is out and about somewhere. They're out to eat, out of town, they're somewhere, okay? They're eating their dinner, they're talking and stuff, having a good time. This black chick with this thick Texas accent comes up to her and says like, hey, don't I know you? Aren't you Sissy? And like going, yeah, aren't you? I know you, right? Yeah, you from Pyro, Texas, or Piru, Texas, or whatever. Oh yeah, I know you. No, it's just, Lena's like, no, you don't know me. No, you don't know me. Girl, yeah, no, it's not me. I get told that a lot, but no, it's not me. She's like, okay. And so she walks away, right? And then Lena proceeds to tell Ray, like, yeah, I don't know what that's about. I get confused all the time with, like, this is the second time I get confused with, like, some chick from Texas or Colorado or whatever. I guess I have a doppelganger or whatever. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you that Texas is not close to New York, so I don't know how you keep getting mistaken for this chick in a small town in Texas. I don't know how. Ray, I don't know how you falling for this. I want to support you, Ray, but I don't know how you are falling for this. I don't know. Small town in Texas. I guess I got a doppelganger. This is the second time that someone said that I look like such and such. Really? Okay. Whatever, Ray. Whatever. So we're going to go along with it because Ray is going along with this. So from this point of view, other than the red flags that we are seeing, right? We're here, right? We're here. Other than the red flags that we are seeing, Ray ain't seeing no red flags. Ray is all good and copacetic. He good. What? My baby girl? No, she would never. Everything she tells me is Bible. Anyway, let's get into our next snack because I'm super hungry. I don't know how far we gotten. Probably not that far. While I'm trying to figure out how to open this, let's just go ahead and keep talking. But yeah, Lena's still on that, like, you know, this second time, like, someone has confused me with this sissy chick. I mean, like, first time it was when we were out, when I was out in New York, and then the second time is wherever they are now, because I don't know, and they didn't really specify. Man, it's raining hard. I got a new mic, so y'all can't hear it. It's a great thing. It smells good. Smell like hickory or something. Again, like these time jumps are something serious. So time jump, they had a baby, right? They're in wedding bliss. They had a baby. However, Lena is like struggling getting back to herself after the kids. She's not really in the space to be intimate. You know, she just needs some time. And Ray is just like, I'm trying to give her time, but I got needs. Yeah, he's talking to Larry about his issues. And Larry's saying, like, give her time. You know, it's probably nothing. She's like, I feel like we're just like roommates or whatever. Like, we're partners. She's like, yeah, y'all are partners. Like, that's your person, you know? Let's give it some time. Larry, such a good friend, right? Because Larry is married too. Larry is married. He's married to Elaine. So he's like, you know, I've been married for a while. She is a partner. Just give her time. I'm pretty sure she'll come around. It's probably nothing. Oh, let's try this. It's not as salty and it's cleaner than Slip into the Slim Jim. It's cleaner than that. You don't really get the spice until halfway through your chew. And then it's like, hello, you know, but this will work. I mean, it's nice, but I don't know. I struggle with the idea of paying almost $3 for this, you know. All right, I think it's like, it was $2 and something. $1 something, yeah, $2. almost $3 for that. I don't know. It's good. It's all right. But I'm stuck in the past. I remember when Slim Jims were like 50 cents or whatever. So after the lunch with his friend where he was just telling Larry about his issues at home, down the line a little bit, Ray has to take a meeting with, okay, just a little backstory. Like, Ray has been trying to reach Nina and he can't reach her. Nina's busy. Okay, stay-at-home wife, mother. So he has to take a meeting. He's like, I'm here to meet with such and such. It doesn't matter. And she's like, okay. And he's like, just want to say, like, you're so beautiful and whatever. And she's like, I didn't graduate 4 years of college just to be known for my beauty. I would rather be known for how smart I am. She said what school she went to. And he was like, oh, really? You went to that school? Oh, my wife went to that university. What class are you? And she's like, oh, I was class of like 84 or whatever. And he's like, that's the same year my wife graduated. Do you know Lena Mathis? And she said, no, I'm sorry, that name does not ring a bell. But to be honest, between studying and the president of the school having a heart attack and dying, so that might be why. He's like, oh, maybe so. But I'm like, I don't know. I don't remember everybody I went to high school with. So I would imagine I don't know everybody in college. Even if we went to the same school, I don't think I would know you unless I was in some sorority or whatever. I don't know. Y'all can comment down below. Do y'all remember everybody, even if you didn't go to college, do you remember everybody you worked with? Everybody on the floor with you. I know everybody on the team, but everybody on the floor. Do you know everybody that's in the building? Do you? I don't. But either way it goes, Ray went home to Nina and he's like, hey, I bumped into like an old classmate. She's like, oh, really? He said, do you know such and such? She's like, no. But she went to school with you and she graduated the same time. She's like, oh, okay. And he said, do you know such and such? We're going to call the president of the school Dean, right? Do you know Dean Withers? There we go. Dean Withers. And she's like, no, not really. Well, he died of a heart attack. She's like, it is so sad when someone our age dies. And Ray's like, yeah. So at this point, Ray knows that Lena is lying. Girl is lying. Not even little lies. Big old fat nasty lies. Just lies. And she being found out about it. Like, I don't even understand why people waste their time on a lie. Because the truth will come out. Involuntarily or voluntarily, it's going to come out. The truth will come out. So you might as well just set it free on your own. Of course, like, Ray is starting to clue in that she's lying about something. At the very minimum, she's lying about school, not going to school or whatever. But the way I look at it is, if you're lying about this, what else are you lying about? This cannot be your only lie. I would imagine you're lying to me about so much more. Like I said at the beginning, Ray, you move too fast, bruh. Take time to get to know the person you're trying to spend your time with, your life with, or whatever. Because this is bananas. I don't know, but I know I'm not going to deal with these lies. Now knowing that she lied about school, whatever, Ray is asking Lena, is Sissy your real name? Now, Lena doubled down. No, I don't even know what you're talking about. I told you, they got me confused. At this point, Ray is like, I gotta do some research on my own. I gotta figure some things out. So Ray books a trip to Piru, Texas. And he goes down there and he starts asking around. Like, hey, do you know this lady? Finally, he runs into somebody that knows her ex-boyfriend, Billy, right? Or Bobby. Billy, Bobby. I don't know. It starts with a B. So she runs into him. He's like, I guess she got what she wanted or whatever. Did she leave you too? No, we're married. And he's like, okay. And he started asking about Lena's family. He finds Sissy's family, and they are her mom and her dad, and they are nothing like she described. They were so welcoming. They know who Ray is. You would think that they don't know who Ray is. No, they open the door like, Ray, hey, it's so good to finally meet you. I'm glad that you were able to take a moment from the CIA to come and see us. Like, she tells us that you're so busy at work, doing government stuff. Ray is an architect Okay, he has an architecture company. He is not part of the CIA. So not only is she lying to Ray, she's lying to her own parents about everything. She's lying to everybody. Ray goes inside the house. Lena, or Sissy's dad, was like, "Hey Ray, it's so good to meet you. You know, do you have any recent pictures of their daughter?" So they know about her too. They know about the kid and everything. So she's getting updates. Like, she's giving them updates. After talking to them for a while, he thought it was a good idea that they come back and spend some little time with him and Lena and the baby, right? Why don't you come and spend some time with us? Surprise, Lena. Look who we got here. Lena comes to open the door, and there is Ray with her parents. She's shocked, but she goes in and gives them a hug, you know, and say, come in. Of course, she's like, "Oh, the what? The what?" And it's like, "Yeah, got your parents. They're here to visit." So they started telling stories, talking about how she got the nickname Sissy. It was a nice visit. After they spent some time there, they ended up leaving, going back home to Texas. Ray asks Lena at this point, "Is there anything else that you've been lying, hiding, or whatever? Is there anything else I should know?" "No, I just was scared to tell you these things. I didn't want you to judge me or whatever. Like, could we get past this?" And he's like, "I don't want a divorce. I love you. I would not leave you behind this. I would. I feel like I'm freaking married to a stranger." Either way it goes, Ray stays. I'm gonna try a little treat. I think this is raspberry. I think it's raspberry, but we're gonna try it. So fast forward. It's summertime or whatever. They're out by the pool. All the friends are there. Nina had just had her second baby. This time it's a boy. She had a bouncing baby boy. And they're all out by the pool. Let me taste this. I'm gonna take off a bit. It's good. It's just kind of sticky. I feel like it's gonna stick in my teeth. I'll probably eating it like this. But, so, remember I told you about Elaine and Larry. They're married, right? Well, Elaine was talking to Larry, and she's like looking at the little boy. And then she goes over to, her and Larry go over to Ray. Takes Ray's son over to Ray and holds it up next to Ray. And she said, "Larry, I told you, he looks nothing like Ray. And he looks nothing like Lena." And they were laughing about it. That's it for that scene. But keep that in the back of your mind. Keep it in the back of your freaking mind. After the party, you know, it's later on in the evening, Nina is on the phone yapping. But it don't sound like you talking to your girlfriend, right? It don't sound like you talking to your friend. It sound like, you know, "Girl, yeah, no, I'll come over." And then it didn't sound like that. It's like, "Yes, yeah, so, I told you I'll try. Yeah, I'll be out there. You know, I said I'm gonna do what I can." Right, it's kind of sensual, right? Ray comes in and he hears this conversation. She turns around, she sees Ray. She gets off the phone and she's like, "That's my friend Debbie. She wants me to go to the strip club with her." Ray is like, "Who? Have I met Debbie? I don't think I've ever met Debbie." "No, it's Debbie is a chick from this is pomegranate." Right? Is this raspberry? Oh, this is raspberry. The last one was pomegranate. Yep, this is definitely raspberry. These are okay. I won't eat a lot of these, that's for sure. They're alright. Yeah, the first one was pomegranate. This one is raspberry. But anyway, she's like, "This is Debbie." He's like, "Why don't you have Debbie over for like dinner or whatever?" She's like, "Oh, I would, but you wouldn't like her husband. He's toxic. He's not good. They have a horrible relationship, you know. So I don't bring Debbie around like that." He's like, "All right." Now, I don't know. You're catching on to it, but between you and me, we know what's up, right? We know what's up, Lena. We know what's up, girl. Okay, so Ray's at work now. Time speeding forward. Ray calls Lena. Can't reach Lena. Ray calls Lena. Can't reach Lena. He has his assistant call Lena. Said, "Don't let up on that phone until you get her." The assistant said, "I got a funeral to go to." Said, "Keep calling her until you gotta go." Yeah, bet I'll do that. So Ray can't get in touch with Lena. This is starting to become like a reoccurring situation where he keeps calling her, but he can't get her. And he's like, "What could you be doing?" So he gets home. "I've been trying to call you all afternoon. Like, where were you? Like, why couldn't I reach you?" She's like, "I was at dance class. I had therapy. I went to visit friends, whatever. You can verify all this stuff if you want to. I was just out. He's like, okay. I think she was like, she tried to call him earlier, but he wasn't there. He's like, yeah, I was on site. I was working. As you can see, the tension between the two is growing. When he went back to work, there was a temp. And he's like, don't I know you from somewhere? And she's like, no, you don't know me. You don't know me. And he's like, yeah, no, you look really familiar. And she's like, no, no. And she kept her head down. He's like, I know where I know you. You my wife's friend. Yeah, you at our wedding. And she's like, yeah. So eventually the woman comes clean. And she's like, I was hired. They don't even know each other. That's a bit weird. Because of the temp or whatever, he's like, I want to get to the bottom of this. So he decided that he's going to take the temp to the park and meet his wife up there. And that's how he found out that the temp is not really her friend and that she made all this up. He's like mad. And he confronts Nina about the chick. Alina eventually comes clean and I hired her because I have no friends. I hired her to be in the wedding. It goes even further than that. Lena she just starts really letting it out. She's like, I knew 5 years ago when I saw you that I wanted to be with you. And he's, wait a minute, 5 years ago? What are you talking about? Like, 5 years ago, I was married. I was married to my previous wife. What are you talking about? She's like, yeah, I know. And I just kind of like was following you and stalking you from there. Like, I was waiting for my moment because you were going to be mine. And everywhere you went, like every club, every party, wherever you went, I was there. Ain't that some crazy mess to find out that like someone that you're with, someone you're pouring your heart out to, that was stalking you? Are you serious? She's like, yeah, like I studied you. I figured out what kind of foods you like, what kind of girls you like, what you're into, what's your favorite music. I wanted to know everything about you. What? He's like, so who are you? And she's like, well, I look at it like this. Personalities are like perfumes. You know, you wear the right one on the right occasion, right? He's like, who are you? I'm who you want to be with. He's like, I don't know if I can trust my heart with you. Like, this is a lot, right? And she's like, isn't that what love is? Accepting someone with pretty much their baggage and stuff. Like, isn't that what love is? Bro, are you kidding me right now? Is this what we're doing? And it's crazy because this movie came out in 1994, okay? There wasn't really the internet, the cell phones and all that stuff. There wasn't all the technology we have now. It wasn't that. And it's like they were doing it then. And I just like the magnitude that it has ramped up to the manipulation and catfishing is so next level. It's so crazy. We are literally living in our own dystopian. Just crazy. So he's like, I don't know. What do you do with that information? What do you do with that information when someone tells you like, yeah, I've been stalking you this whole time because I wanted to be the perfect person for you? Are you kidding me? At this point, he's starting to find out a bunch of secrets about what's going on in his relationship. What time is it? I need to speed this along because I'm running out of time. So at this point, after the conversation with Lena, and Lena's like pleading her case, talking about, and know what love is, accepting somebody with all their flaws and like trauma or whatever. He goes and talks to his friend. He goes talk to Larry. Larry says, you know, Lena has a point. You know, isn't that what love is? Accepting somebody, flaws and all or whatever, right? Isn't that what love is? He's like, I know that me and my wife, Elaine, or whatever, we went through our fair share of drama. And so, you know, you should really just try to make it work with her. He started talking like that. I'm like, that don't sound right. He ain't no friend. He is not no friend. Don't get me wrong. I do believe in forgiveness. I believe in giving people second chances. I believe that there are things that, like, we can work through. I believe in all that stuff. You want to tell you what I don't believe in? I don't believe in you lying to me. I don't believe in you disrespecting me in my face. Crapping in my face. I'm calling it brownies. I have no time for that. I'm going to finish this later. Dang. I ran out of time. All right. So I'm back. I'm in a new location. But with that said, the assistant was going through the mail in the office. One of your credit card bills got sent to the office instead of, you know, getting delivered to the house. And he's like, oh, okay, well, Lena typically take care of that stuff, so just pay the bill. We'll handle that later. And she was looking over the bill, and she's like, you sure you don't want to look at this? He's like, no, I'm sure. I trust Lena. She was looking at the statement, right? He sure don't want to look. When he looks at the statement, he sees this one hotel keep popping up on her statement. $300, $300, $300. He asks, like, when is the 27th? And the assistant's like, oh, that was a Wednesday, right? On Wednesday, oh, girl is in a hotel room. What you doing in a hotel room? What you doing in a hotel room? He had his assistant call the hotel that she was at, and they called and they asked for her, and they're like, oh, well, she just checked out. She just checked out. So he goes home and he goes through like all the paperwork and everything. He looking, right? He goes through her purse. The last time he went through her purse, there was diaphragm in there. This time he goes through her purse, diaphragm's gone. He cannot find any statements, any bills, as far as like the credit card or the hotel or whatever, right? Can't find nothing. And he's like, what did you do with him? And she's like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? When he came home, he was looking through everything. She had this look like, you think I really am gonna put it in my purse? I was watching like, dude, you really think she gonna put it in her purse? Like, she literally seen you go through her purse several times. She knows that is the first place you're gonna look. She's not gonna put it in her purse. Are you crazy? But anyway, he's like, where do you be keeping it? Like, do you be throwing it away? And she's like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm talking about. The hotels? She's like, what hotels? What are you talking about? I saw a bill got sent to the company and it's saying that like, you up in hotel rooms. Like, what's up with that? And she was like, yeah, I throw it away. Like, in what? The audacity. So of course he got fired up now, right? The more she talks to him, the more irate he gets. He's like, so who is it? Who are you messing with? Debbie. You know that. I heard the voicemail as a female. She said, yeah, you heard a voicemail of a female. And he's like, so who is it really? I'm not going to tell you. You don't need to know that. And he's like, how long has this been going on? She's like, the whole time. Like, before we even got married. Like, since I started talking to you. This has been going on. He's like, what? She's like, pretty much, she loves the way he feels in there and there and there. All the ways, right? So at this point, she's just like, she's doing anything she can to like upset him, right? And I'm like, for me, I'd be upset. I'd be so upset. Oh, I'd be in my feels. And he was getting in his feelings. Like, he slapped her. And then he's like, since it's literally you saying the whole time we've been together, you've been fooling around with me. Are our kids, like, are they even mine? She's like, I'm not telling you that. I'm not going to tell you that. And I'm like, you already know the friends had said your son don't look nothing like you or her. Now, at this point, like, I already had suspicion of who I personally felt like she was messing with. I had a feeling. I said, ooh, he be giving the worst advice. It's Larry. It's got to be Larry. Ray is like, it's always on a Wednesday. Norman has golf on Wednesdays. So it's Norman. Norman was like, oh, man. Norman, like, out of all of them, Norman. So anyway, Ray is getting really heated, right? He starts slapping her around and pushing her and stuff, right? And he getting really mad. And she's saying all the right things to get him more upset. Like, oh, he feels better than you. He really going there. It's like, I was getting heated too. And then I said, wait a minute. Talk about the psychological BS. I'm on here going, hold up. She want you to get mad. Ray, pull back. Pull back, Ray. Ray, don't do this. Don't do this. This is what she want. She wants you to put your hands on her so that she can say you put your hands on her, right? Don't do it, Ray. Ray did it. But he just slapped her, right? But some of them slaps sound like a little hard. I ain't gonna fault him for it. Cause like, I would have did it. Even if I was a dude, I would have did it. If I was a female, I would have did it. I only have so much restraint. Okay. So anyway, he leaves the house because he's just so mad. He goes back to the apartment. I swear it does not feel like any time has gone by in this show, in this movie. It feels like no time has went by because like, I swear he walked up to the street light and then back and the police were already there. I don't know. The police were there. The psychiatrist was there. Everybody was up in there. Now, all of a sudden, she has like a black eye. She had these deep purple bruises on her cheek. Now, hold up real quick. I got to come in there and fill in a little bit because, like, Ray has already been commenting that, like, he would come home and Lena has bruises. And he's like, where all these bruises come from, Lena? And she's like, you know I'm clumsy. You know I'm clumsy. And he's like, really, though? Like, you got it on your thighs and your legs and stuff. Like, why you got all these bruises? And you know, it really bothers me that you always coming home and talk about my bruises. Like, you know I'm clumsy, okay? So I don't know why I have to always talk about these bruises that be ending up on me. Like, all right. But come to find out, somebody that she's messing with is putting all these bruises on it. So, of course, when Ray goes slap, she all up calling the police and stuff, saying that Ray has been beating up on her. She been telling Ray that she been going to psychiatrists. Yes, she been going to psychiatrists, bad-mouthing Ray. Over here talking about how Ray is crazy. He be putting his hands on me. He be doing all the things, right? And so then Ray is in handcuffs. The psychiatrist says, yeah, we think Ray is mentally ill. He got problems, whatever. So the police arrest him. Ray is confused. He's like, where the hell all these bruises come from? Where'd she get all these bruises? I didn't do this to her. I slapped her, but I didn't do all this. Like, I didn't even hit her on that side of her face. Like, that's the crazy part. I hit her on the right side. She got bruises on the left side. Like, tell me how that makes sense. So they put Ray in a crazy house, which is, I don't know why Ray's in a crazy house. Her therapist was like, I want to do evaluation on you. I want to see if you're crazy. I think it's a conflict of interest. I don't think he should be able to do that. He's up in there and they popping him up on pills. Like, I'm guessing a few days have passed or whatever. Lena comes up in there. Like, she's all cocky and stuff, talking about she wanted to see Ray. She wanted to let him know in person that he has a hearing coming up about the abuse and him being crazy. So when the hearing came up, Ray was sitting in there with a lawyer. Lena came in there and she's all dressed to the fit. She got her hair pulled back in a bun. She has all the bruises showing. It came time, Ray has signs of abuse and blah, blah, blah. But then Ray brings it up. Yeah, she was cheating on me with my friend. The kid's not even mine. Maybe not. There was this chick named Debbie, but come to find out it was somebody else. Credit card statements. She's been stalking me for 5 years. Like, he was just going through it, but there's no proof. And then the only proof that he has is the credit card statements. Lena said, all that stuff that he's talking about is not true. Like, I don't know where it's coming from. I try very hard to put his mind at ease, but like, he really believes I'm having an affair with his friend and I'm not doing that. I don't know what's going on. You know, I fear for my life, my safety. You know, she said, and about the credit card statements, I had lost my credit card and I didn't even realize it was gone until all these purchases for a hotel were made. And she's like, by then I contacted the credit card company and disputed it. I didn't know. Norma get up on the stand. I mean, she's a beautiful girl. I would not do that with my friend's wife. That's crazy. I would not do that. He's like, well, she wouldn't even be interested in me. I might do it one time, right? But I mean, seriously, that's my friend. I would not do that to my friend though. And he said, and besides, I have alibis. I'm always golfing on Wednesday. You know that, right? All statements, judge looking over him. So what, you're pushing for him to be here for 180 days? And he's like, yeah. And then, of course, Ray is really livid now. He's like, are you freaking kidding me? So it seemed like you already made up your mind. You already know what you want to do. What's the point of me even saying anything anymore? You already made up your mind. You over here being manipulated by this broad. He's like, whoa. You might want to chill out. Right? Like, chill out. Are you serious? He started like raising up, coming towards Lena. This is not helping this case. Ray, chill, Ray. Ray is locked up. Calls Elaine in the middle of the night. Elaine comes to visit him the next day. Before the visit, one of the nurses give him the pill, so, right? He gets from roommate the pill, right? So he's acting all loopy. Elena goes outside. When the guard is not really paying attention, he tells her what's up and what's happening to him and why he's there. And he's like, I had time to think about it, and I think your husband is the one she's having an affair with. Elaine was like, makes a lot of sense. I'm like, what? Are you serious? Like, all he had said is, I think my wife is having an affair with your husband. Like, That actually makes sense. What kind of marriage do you have where like I can bring up that your spouse is hooking up with mine and you're like, that makes sense? And she's like, you know what? I actually think there's might be something to it because he's over here making weird purchases. Like he brought a house in New Zealand. What? But my name is nowhere on it. I think they're trying to move to New Zealand together and start a new life. And he said, I need you to call Arlena and tell her that there's a hole in her plan, right? That she overlooked something vital. That's what Elaine did. She called Lena and said like, oh yeah, he was totally out of it. He kept saying there was a hole in your plan. And what the plan was for Billy to be a distraction to the guard so that he can be alone with Lena. They're out there walking the field and then Billy comes out and becomes a distraction. He's like, this is the last time I'm gonna see you. And she's like, yes, it is. He's like, what about my kids? And she's like, oh, I'm gonna tell them that you're dead and start over. Why? He's like, why are you doing this? It's just for my money? She smiles. She's like, yeah. You want me to tell you the whole with your plan? He's like, what? It was perfect. He's like, that's the problem with the plan. Nobody's at fault in your plan. You get off by saying that I'm crazy. Now, everybody thinks that I'm insane. That means that if I kill you, I will only get a year. There's no fault. And at that point, he proceeds to choke her out. And she goes to sleep permanently. And that's how the movie goes off. That's how it ends. I don't know how he's going to get his kids back, though. I mean, I know Elaine is trying to work things out for him. I don't know. I feel like, right, you were too desperate. You went for a pretty thing with a tiny waist. That was all you after. I don't think you did enough vetting. I don't think personality mattered. She threw that thing back and you were ready for it. Kept you entertained. Felt like the ending was a bit abrupt for my taste. Either they're moving that fast to the point where like they're not making common sense decisions. I just wish there was a better flow. But for it being a 1994 and it held my attention, I would say it was good enough for me. I would say go into it, do not think too much. If you think too much, then you've already messed up. It was a fun little movie, especially while waiting. Anyway, these were good. I don't know. They remind me of another brand that does like a Starburst kind of candy. However, the like little Slim Jim thing, that was pretty tasty. Back to the tickle balls. Let's see. I don't think I like them. Nope. So I don't really care for them, but I will eat them because I brought them. If you made it this far, please, like, comment, subscribe, do all the things, the algorithm likes to keep us thriving. Hope to see you in the comment section below. All right, until next time. Peace, guys.